In this class, we are going to discuss about friend function. See, through this example, I'm going to explain the need of friend function. Let us consider a situation when two classes wants to share common function as below. See, in this example, I have taken two classes. First one is class customer. So here this class represents a customer detail, okay, account number and customer name. And I have taken a function called getData. It reads customer account number and customer name. And another class bank. Here bank name and branch code. I have taken integer branch code, and there is a function to read bank name and the branch code. Okay. So both classes are different, and I am going to display the contents of customer and bank through common function display. See, one thing you should observe here. Both classes wants to display their details, the data members. Okay, that's why I have taken function display function. It is not belongs to any of these two classes. Okay, it is not a member of customer and it is not a member of bank, because two classes wants to share a common function. That's why it should not belong to any particular class. It should be common to both class. That's why to define that function, we should not use a class name and scope resolution operator, because it is not a part of any of these classes. So it is a it is independent of these two classes. So void display. Okay. Then how to access the content of customer and bank? See here. In a main function, I declare object customer C. Okay, first we have to read data, no? That's why we need object, and one more for class bank. Whenever we create object, there will be a memory allocation for customer, account number and customer name are the data members, and B, bank B. B is an object of bank type. Okay, what are the data members? B name and B code. Let us input values for these objects. Okay, so which function is there? GetData. GetData belongs to which class? Customer class. See here, customer class, it contains GetData. What is the task of this function? It has to read data to this data members. So C dot getData. And another function, another object is there, bank B. I want to read branch name and branch code. Okay, that's why I have to call input function, and this function executes and it reads the data to B. Let us assume account number 1211. Okay, and customer name I'll take XYZ, and branch name I'll take a PQR. Okay, and branch code 22. Okay, these are the data. Whenever we call this function reads data to these variables, these objects. Now the task is we are going to display contents of object C and object B from a common function called display. Okay, so display function has to access the data members of C and data members of B. So we have to pass these two as an argument to this function, because display is not a member of any of these two classes. So it is a non-member function. Are you understanding? It is not a part of any of these two classes. But in this function, I am going to display the contents or the data members of object C and object B. C is an object of which class? Customer. B is an object of bank. Two different classes wants to share a common function. Then we have to take a separate function. Okay, it is independent of these two classes. That's why I have to define like this, void display. If it would be a member function, how to display? Return type specifier, class name, scope resolution and function name. But it is not a member of any of these two classes. It is a separate function. As a normal function, I have to define void display. But to this function, I have to pass object. Okay, so it cannot access a private data of a class. A non-member function cannot access private data of a class. You know the rule: private access specifier, public access specifier and protected access specifier. See, private access specifier members cannot be accessed from non-member function. Here display is a non-member function. Okay, then how to give rights to display function to access a private data? Isn't it? We are from display function, I am going to display the private data of class customer and class bank. Then how to access? As per the rule, you know that a non-member function cannot access a private data. Here display is a non-member function. Then in order to give rights to a non-member function to access a private data, first we have to make that function as a friend to those classes. Are you understanding? First it has to become friend. Later it can access a private data. How to make a function as a friend to other class? See here, we have to declare that function like this. You know the declaration statement, isn't it? Void disp. You know declaring function. Void disp semicolon, and before that we have to add a keyword friend. F-R-I-E-N-D. Friend. Friend is a keyword, it should be in a lowercase. So first we have to make this function as a friend to this class and also this class. Friend. Okay. Then void disp. Are you understanding? Okay. At this moment I have written like this. So it's very simple. A non-member function wants to share a private data of both classes. That's why we have to make that function as a friend to both classes. Understood? Now how to access a private data? So we have to pass argument, we have to pass objects. See here. See, display is not a member function of any of these classes. So we have to call like this. We should not use object and dot operator. Are you understanding? If it would be a member function, how to call this function? Object name and dot operator. But display is not belongs to any of these two classes. It is not a member function of class. Okay, just it is a friend to those classes. That's why disp. We should not use any object to call this function. But we have to pass objects to this function C, P. Okay, so what is the another rule? A display non-member function cannot be called through the object and dot operator. It is called or it's invoked as a normal function. Understood? Now I have to pass C and P because it has to access the private data of this object and also this object. So we have to pass. Now, what is the data type of C? C is an object of which class? Customer class. Understood? So we have to mention customer here in order to receive that. Sorry. Customer. Okay, I'll take here C, bank. I'll take B. Whenever you create objects here, these are all called formal arguments, isn't it? The value of C, the data members of that C copied to this C. Here also there is a memory P. It contains account number and customer name. Here bank, branch name and branch code. Okay, that code with that values will be copied here. 1211 and XYZ. Okay, then PQR22. Are you understanding? So the object values are copied to these formal objects. Now how to display? Cout insertion. First, what do you need to display? Customer name. I want to display customer name. Customer name colon. Customer name belongs to which object? C. So we must use C dot C name. Like this we have to display \n. Okay, and another customer name, account number. Account number also belongs to which object? C. C dot ACCN. I want to move cursor to next line, that's why I'll give \n. And now I want to display branch name colon. It belongs to which class? Bank. isn't it? So b dot b name, from which object I am going to display? B object, \n. Now cout insertion, after that branch code colon b dot b code. Understood? And another changes you need to make here. See, we have declared this friend function, this function inside the class. In order to declare, we must use a keyword friend. Okay, and within the parenthesis in the declaration, we must add the data type. What type of argument this function receives? What type of argument? Customer type and bank type. So you have to mention the data type customer. Customer is a class name, no? Class name is nothing but it is a user defined data type. Customer, comma, bank, semicolon. Here also you need to mention customer, comma, bank. Okay. Now get ch, close. Are you understanding? See, what we have considered, we have taken two classes. One is customer, another one is bank. Customer having details like customer name and account number, and the class bank having branch name and branch code. Okay, so in those classes I have taken member functions, get data and input. Okay, from their particular member function we can read data. This is the way. You know that get data is a member function of customer class. So how to call a member function? Object name and dot operator. And input is a member function of which class? This class, bank. So b dot input. Now I want to display the contents or the data members of these two objects from display function. That is a common function. It is not a member of any of these classes. It is a separate function. So it is a non-member function. According to the rules, a non-member function cannot access the private data. But in C++, there is a possibility we can give a rights to a non-member function to access a private data, but not directly. It has some rules. Okay, then first we have to make that function as a friend to the class from whose class private data it wants to access. To that class we have to make it as a friend. See here, to this class first, bank, to the bank, it has to access a private data of bank class, so it has to become friend to this class. How to make friend? We have to declare. So declare, you know the rules. Declaration, return type, function name, type 1, type 2, like that. Here what are the types? Customer type and bank type. Are you understanding? Then and it is preceded with the keyword friend. And one more class it has to become friend, no? That is, what is that? Customer class. Okay, friend, void this customer, comma, bank. At this moment, see, one more concept is there. At this moment, this class doesn't know what is bank because bank is defined after this class. That's why we have to write a forward declaration here. Class bank, semicolon. So this is called forward declaration. Class. Are you understanding? So both classes having function display, that is a non-member function, and it has become a friend to both classes. At this moment, bank, it is undefined symbol for this class because its data type is defined further. Until this point, this class doesn't know what is bank. That's why to make it understand class bank, we have to write like this. That is called forward declaration. Understood? So what we need to analyze in this program, a non-member function can also access a private data, but it has to become a friend to that class. Okay, one concept we discussed in the access specifier. A private members can be accessed only through the member function and friend function of the class. This is the friend function. This is the way to make a function as a friend to class. Clear? So we have to call that function as a normal function. It is not a member of any of these two classes. So to this function I have to pass arguments. What are the arguments? C and B objects. Because I am going to display the data of these two objects, so I have to pass these two objects. And within the definition of friend function, this is called definition of friend function, isn't it? See here, this is the definition of friend function. Return type, function name, argument declaration, then body of the function. So the definition of friend function, it does not contain return type specifier and also class name and scope resolution. Understood? So this is the need of friend function. You can write this example. If they ask you explain the need of friend function with an example, you can write this example. It is the best example for that. Thank you.